I'm Sarah Ashley and I'm the founder of Salt House. At Salt House, we produce content, products, and classes to help empower and inspire your creativity. I really love rituals a lot, and I think people talk about morning rituals and evening rituals, and I really like to implement a seasonal ritual. And I just think that life in general really does happen in seasons. There are seasons of our lives that are busier, where we're more producing, then there's other seasons that are more calm and relaxed. And really, I just like to sit down and take that time to plan out that season of my life. So I kind of think it's similar to the way that businesses might plan their business via a quarter. I kind of like to do the same thing. At the beginning of each season, I really like to design a creative ritual for myself. So the idea behind that is I'm taking something that is really personal to me and that really puts me in a state of inspiration, creativity, and joy. And I'm designing this little ritual around that. So I'm taking a few little elements that I'm going to share with you today, and I'm putting those together into a practice that I can utilize anytime that I just want to feel more tapped into my inner muse, my higher creative power. So I have a series of worksheets that I've put together that walk you through this whole process. At one point I tried bullet journaling, but I just found that it was too much work. I couldn't keep up with it. So instead I have these printable journaling guides to kind of like keep me on track with it all. So the first part about this ritual is some sort of body movement. I find that anytime that I want to get creative or just feel tapped into myself, I need to start with a little bit of exercise. It doesn't have to be a full-on run or trip to the gym, but it could be as simple as just going for a walk, doing a little bit of stretching, something to just get the blood flowing. I even like to sometimes just turn the music on in my house when I'm all by myself and dance like a total wild woman. That is another favorite. And then after that, I also like to do something to sort of calm my mindset. So meditation is typically where I will go next. If there's a certain affirmation or a mantra that you're working with, something that you want to meditate on, you can add that to your worksheet as well. If you're new to meditating, don't worry about it too much. You can just sit down in a quiet place, close your eyes, and just focus on your breath for a few minutes. I also really like the app Calm. If it is really new to you, they have some guided meditations, which can be easier for if you're just getting started. The next parts of the ritual are when they get a little bit more fun. So now we're just activating all of our senses in this time. So we're gonna start with scent. I think you can use anything from a little perfume, an essential oil, a favorite incense. But the point is you're really choosing something with intent. I think anything that we're talking about rituals, everything is really all about that intention. And so you're choosing something to say, this is what I want to use to activate my creativity for this ritual. For this season, I'm choosing this sort of rose scented oil that's really beautiful. And then for scenting my home or my space, I'm really into copal incense right now. But you can just kind of pick a scent and you can work with it for as long as you want. But I would recommend really repeating it for this ritual so that you start to associate it with this mental space that you're working towards. The next one is all about taste. Today, I'm actually making a golden turmeric latte. So I do really like to implement some kind of a beverage for this part. And I think the golden latte really just kind of speaks to me for fall. So this could really be anything. This could be a certain snack that you're gonna make for yourself that feels really special for the season. Like, something that's seasonal in terms of produce. I really love figs this time of year, or Honeycrisp apples. So maybe you're making something that has to do with that. You can also really use this as a moment to consciously indulge in something. Maybe it's going down to your favorite bakery and getting a really decadent croissant and just really savoring it for this particular moment. Another thing that you might not have thought about is an article of clothing. So this is something you can actually wear to activate your inner muse. And right now, for example, I have on polka dots. So maybe I would choose to use polka dots as something that is gonna activate my inner muse. And you might have seen this happen in sports, right? So an athlete might have like a favorite lucky pair of socks that he always puts on when he really wants to win the game. And that's sort of the same thing that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about what am I wearing and how is that gonna activate my muse. So I would really pay attention to a pattern pattern that's speaking to you, a color that's speaking to you. It doesn't have to just be clothes. You could even start thinking about a certain type of a lipstick that might really be inspiring you for that season. We've got to activate the sound element for our senses. So I think music is obviously hugely inspirational when I want to get creative. And so I want to kind of just invite you to think about this as your anthem or your theme song for your creativity for this moment in time in your life for this season. So it might be one particular song. It might be a type of music that you want to get more interested in. It might be an album. Like, that's one thing I really like to do lately is I found that I don't really listen to whole albums as much as I'd like to. I think records, if you do, I'm working on getting a record player. I think that's a really great use for this because you can really kind of like dig into a certain record and have that be associated with this moment too. Lastly, we're kind of bringing all these elements together into physical form with creating an altar for ourselves. So as you can see here, I've got my altar in front of us. I just got this tray a while ago back in Home Goods. You can really use anything and you don't absolutely need to have a tray, but it is an easy way to sort of keep everything collected together. And then you can kind of add sort of objects or items that inspire you that you want to bring into your ritual. So I like to always have something natural, either a plant. I actually really like the idea of using a plant because you can really focus your energy on watering that plant throughout the season and sort of growing that plant the same way as you're doing it with yourself. I've got some fresh flowers here, so those work equally as well. It's just about creating a moment of beauty for you for this. And crystals are also great if there's something that you really want to work with in this moment in your life. You can add anything to this altar that really speaks to you. And like I said, you don't have to change it out every season, but I do like to kind of revisit it each season. If you are looking for some inspiration on how to be creative after you set up this ritual for yourself, I also have another portion of this that I like to do each season, which is sort of like a creative planning session. And so again, I have this worksheet for you guys. We'll link that down below, but it basically has a list of different ideas or areas in your life that you can put a running list of ideas of things that you want to do. So as an example, arts and crafts, anything that you want to physically make or work on artistically, you can just add that in. Home projects, so anything that you want to do around the house, I think this is a great thing to add in. Cooking and gathering is another one. Things that you want to read, books that you want to read. I know for me, I'm really focusing on always having an art book that I'm really paying attention to. I think there was a long time in my life that I didn't really give myself the time and the space to study the art and the artists that I love. So for me, that's something that I'm adding to my list this year. And then I also have a space for creative dates. And if you've ever heard of the book, The Artist's Way, I really love that book. She talks about artist dates. And I like to call them either creative date, artist date, whatever you want. But the idea is essentially to go take yourself somewhere, and it can be local, it can be really simple. It can be taking yourself to a candy store, or I personally love going to an art store, but just going somewhere that really is all about giving you that moment of joy. I hope that you guys took something from this, and if you want to learn more about tapping into your inner muse, you can find out more information about that on our website at salthousenyc.com. And I'm sure you're not even listening to what I'm saying right now because you're too wrapped up in the cuteness. This is Neptune. But yeah, I hope that you guys found this valuable and feel inspired to have a great and creative fall. I have a YouTube channel as well, so please be sure to subscribe and subscribe to Well+Good's YouTube channel too.